Good morning everyone. So once again welcome back you all to our classes. So as you all know that now we are dealing with the first chapter, that is chemical reactions and equations. So how many types of chemical reactions are there? Yes, there are 5 types. So in that, firstly in our previous classes we have explained about the decomposition reaction and combination reactions. So we have learned about these two kind of reactions. Then even after that we also studied that. So there in these reactions only some will be, there are in some reactions the heat will be liberated, and in some reactions there is no liberation of the heat. Instead of liberation of heat, there the absorption of heat takes place. So that here when the reactions involving the absorption of the heat, then we can call them as endothermic reactions. And if the reactions involve the release of the heat or evolution of the heat, then for such kind of reactions what we call as exothermic reactions. Okay. So this all we have learned in our previous classes. Then what I said in the last class, in the next class we are going to discuss what kind of questions will come on these. Okay. So combination, the general formula I said, okay, general equation. How can I write for combination reaction? Okay. For combination reaction, the general equation I can write like A plus B gives rise to C. So here 2 or more than 2 reactants can be reacted to form a single product. So that is what the combination reaction. Okay, the general equation we can write like this. Okay, and that too for decomposition reaction, how can we write? Decomposition reaction. Okay. So here the general equation I can write only single reactant can react to form 2 or more products. Okay. So here the general equation I can give like this. Okay. So for combination reaction the general equation I can give like A plus B gives rise to C. It means 2 or more. A and B here are the reactants and C is the product. Okay. So 2 or more reactants reacts together to form only single product, then it is called as the combination reaction. And this decomposition is exactly opposite to that of the combination reaction. Here only single reactant reacts to form the 2 or more new products. Like in general reaction I can say A gives rise to B plus C. Okay. So in these two reactions what happens, sometimes in the combination reaction heat can be liberated. So such reaction we can call as exothermic reaction, and all these decomposition reactions are the examples for endothermic reaction, because in decomposition reaction they are always absorb the energy in the form of light or in the form of heat or in the form of electricity. Okay. So this we have learned, and what kind of questions are going to be asked on this? Okay. I will discuss 2 questions. I hope you will able to answer this because you all are very clever students, right? Okay. See, I have 2 questions here. First one, I will write it on the board. You can just make a note of this. First, problem number 1. Okay. A solution of substance. A solution of substance X is used for whitewashing. So now you might have remembered that what is the solution substance, what the sentence they had given here. A solution of substance X is used for whitewashing. Yes. So what questions they are asked on this sentence? So that first question is, name the substance, name the substance X and write its formula. Write its formula. Okay. So this is our first question. What? They given X. The substance X is used for whitewashing, and the question is, name the substance X and write its formula. So what is that substance X here? Yes, you all know that the substance X is nothing but calcium oxide. Yes, calcium oxide only used, no, in whitewashing. Yes. And second question is like this. I will write on the board. Write the reaction. Write the reaction of substance X. Reaction of substance X with water. Yes. So the substance X is what? Calcium oxide. Okay, this CaO is what? This is calcium oxide. Okay, this calcium oxide is used for whitewashing. So the substance X is calcium oxide and its formula is CaO. Okay. And then what the second question asks? Write the reaction of substance X with water. So can we write the reaction? When calcium oxide reacts with water, what are the products formed? Yes. Try it. So calcium oxide, when it reacts with water, what are the products formed? Is it a combination reaction? Yes. Then how many products will be formed? Only one product. And what is that product? Calcium hydroxide. Yes. With this, some amount of heat will also liberated. Is that clear? Yes. When calcium oxide. If you want, I will write. I hope you know this also. So calcium oxide. This is water. And what is this? Calcium hydroxide. Okay. So this is what the reaction. So like this, the questions are going to be asked in your examination. So for 2 marks and all, like these questions will come. Okay, 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this reaction. So that you need to remember all the reactions. And even sometime if in any reactions, if the color is changed, then they will ask that also. What is the blue color solution? What is the green color solution? Yes, the copper sulfate usually it is having blue color. And iron sulfate it is usually having the green color. So likewise even they ask the colors also. So that you need to remember all the things. Is that clear? Right. This is one question. You can please make a note. You can take it screenshot and later on you can make note in your notebook. Then problem 2 I will explain now. Okay. Now the second problem I will write here. Why is double the amount of a gas is collected in the electrolysis of water experiment. Name this gas. Okay. So this is our second problem. What's the question asked here? Why is double the amount of gas is collected in one of the test tubes in the electrolysis of water experiment? I said that, I explained in the decomposition reaction. It is one of the example for decomposition reactions. Okay. So in that we learned about the electrolysis of water. So in electrolysis of water, it means when the water gets break down, so that time it will be formed. I will write the equation here. When water undergo decomposition, that is what, by the electricity. So what are the products formed here? H2 and O2. Yes. So to balance the equation we can write this. So this is the equation. Then now we can just say, now you are able to see why is the double the amount of gas is collected in one of the test tubes in the electrolysis of water experiments. And this is because here, see, if you see the formula of water, it is H2O. Yes, H2O is the molecular formula of water. So in this formula you can observe that 2 part of hydrogen element is there and only 1 part of oxygen is there. So since hydrogen is 2 part, then hydrogen is the double in amount. When we collected in the test tube, hydrogen amount is double than that of the oxygen, because 2 part of hydrogen is there and 1 part is oxygen. This is the reason. And that, name the gas, name this gas, they said. What is that gas? That is hydrogen. Okay. So answer, answer I can write now. This is because in water molecule, in water, I can write H2O. This is because water contains 2 part of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen. Okay. So this is the reason. This is because water contains 2 parts of hydrogen and 1 part of oxygen element. And name the gas is there. The name of that gas is what? Hydrogen gas. Okay, this is the answer. So like these questions are asked in your examination, so that whenever you are practicing the reactions, you please remember all the concepts. Then only you can able to answer all kinds of questions. Okay. So now this is about the combination and decomposition reactions. And now we can move towards the next type of chemical reaction, that is displacement reaction. Okay. Now we can discuss the third type of chemical reaction, that is displacement reaction. So here in this reaction, what happened? Displacement. We can see the word here, displacement. Displace means what? One will take the place of the another one. So here in this displacement reaction, the element which is highly reactive or which is more reactive, that will be replaced the element which is having the less reactivity. reactivity series, the elements or we can say the metals, they are arranged in their reactivity, means whether they are less reactive or high reactive. So in the decreasing order of their reactivity, the elements are arranged, and that series we call as the reactivity series. So I will write here that reactivity series so that you can remember. Okay, the first one in the reactivity series, the series is, it will be there in the decreasing order of their reactivity. So in that the first one is potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, and then gold. So this is the reactivity series. Here the elements, they are arranged in the decreasing order of the reactivity. Okay, decreasing order of the reactivity. Okay, so here in this, if we say the potassium is highly reactive than all these elements. And now you might have asked that, you are having the doubt. So all are metals, and why we take this non-metal? The hydrogen is not a metal, but still it is there in the reactivity series. But the thing is that just we compare the reactivity of other elements with the hydrogen. We know that hydrogen is also highly reactive and it is explosive too. So we compare this, all the reactivity with the hydrogen. Above the hydrogen, what are the elements, when the metals are there, they are highly reactive, and below that what are they are less reactive. Okay, like that we can remember. And is there any trick to remember this all the series? So simply by hearting all these metals, we are not supposed to remember everything. So any tricks we can use to remember this series, because it is very important to deal with this displacement reaction. If you don't know this reactivity series, then you are not able to understand the displacement reaction. Then how can we write? So I will just tell you the trick. So I will write here. You just remember one sentence I will write. According to that you can remember. So here, I don't have the place, I will write here. Please stop calling me a zebra. Instead, learn how copper mine save gold. So by this trick you can remember the reactivity series. So if you remember this, so please P, it is meant for potassium, and thing is you have to remember this. Again, if any element come in terms of P, it's again it will be difficult. So just remember all this. So please, P indicates potassium. Stop, S indicates sodium. Calling, C, it indicates calcium. Me, M indicates magnesium. This indicates aluminium. Zebra, Z indicates zinc. And instead, I indicates iron. And learn, L indicates lead. How, H indicates hydrogen. And copper, the same thing it is there. It will be indicates the copper. And mine, M indicates mercury. same. S indicates silver and gold. The same word will be there. So you remember this. If you remember this, you will be able to memorize this reactivity series. Okay, right. Now we can discuss some of the reactions based on this reactivity series. I will keep the reactivity series here only, so that you will come to know how the elements will be replaces or displaces the other elements. So for this, the definition first I will tell you. The reaction already I said. So how can we define this displacement reaction? Displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which the highly reactive metal or element replaces the less reactive element. Okay, I will write on the board. You can make a note. The chemical reaction in which a highly reactive metal or element, I think, right? Element replace the less reactive element. It is known as displacement reaction. Okay. This is the definition for the displacement reaction. The chemical reaction in which a highly reactive element replaces the less reactive element, it is known as displacement reaction. Can we take some examples on this? We can solve some of the equations. So firstly, you just see that reactivity series, and now we can take the example of copper sulfate. Okay, copper sulfate, it is the solution. Do you remember the color of this solution? What is the color of this copper sulfate solution? Yes, it is blue in color. And when this reacts with, we can take any of these. Okay, we can take any of this. I can tell you now. Zinc I will take. Okay, zinc. When the copper sulfate solution, when we dip the zinc strip in the copper sulfate solution, then the reaction takes place here, and here the zinc replaces the copper. Okay, the zinc replaces the copper because see in the reactivity series, where is the copper place? Here below the hydrogen. It means it is less reactive. And see zinc, yes, it is above the hydrogen and it is more reactive. So more reactive element can replace the less reactive element. Yes, okay. So here in this, zinc is the more reactive element, so it replaces the copper in the copper sulfate compound. Then what will form? Yes, instead of copper you can write zinc here. Zinc chloride, ZnCl2. Sorry, zinc sulfate, ZnSO4. Okay, so this will replace. And what will be here? Again this copper will be replaced and copper will be deposited on the zinc strip. Okay, so here we can say this copper sulfate. What is the color of this copper sulfate? Blue color. Okay, it is blue color solution. And we know the zinc is the metal. Almost all the metals are available in the grayish or silvery white color. Yes, so this zinc is in silvery white color. Okay, and when zinc replaces the copper, it will form the zinc sulfate, and this is the colorless solution. Zinc sulfate is colorless, it is not having any color. And the copper, it is having reddish brown color. Okay, copper is having reddish brown color. So likewise the displacement reaction takes place. Can I say one more example? You want the name of this compound? Yes, this is copper sulfate. here this iron will replace the copper. Then it will form the iron sulfate, or we can say it as ferrous sulfate. So this will form, and then again the copper will be deposited on the iron strip. So see, this is copper sulfate. Yes, this is what? Copper sulfate. What is the color? Same. Here it is there, blue in color. And this iron metal. Okay. And this is iron sulfate. And what is the color of this? The color of this iron sulfate is green. Okay. So copper, the reddish brown. Okay. So this experiment we can do. I will show you also. So copper sulfate, it is a blue color solution. If we take a 100 ml of beaker and if we dissolve some copper crystals in that, so it will form the blue color solution. And when I dipped a strip of iron or the nail of iron in that, so the displacement reaction takes place. The iron, being a more reactive metal than the copper, it replaces the copper in the solution and it forms the iron sulfate solution, and the color of this is light green, somewhat little light green color will be there, and copper will be separated from that. It will be replaces, and this copper will be deposited on a strip of iron. The brownish, the reddish brown color deposition we can see, that is nothing but copper. Okay, this is what the displacement reaction. Okay, and can we see some more example other than this? Okay, I will tell you one more example. Example number 3. Okay. Third example. When sodium metal, okay, sodium, it is the soft metal, and it is such a soft that you know you are having eraser. Yes. So how you feel when you touch the eraser? So likewise it is the soft. Even potassium also, they are very highly reactive, but still they are soft to touch. And sodium, when it reacts with water, sodium, when it reacts with water, or when we add the piece of sodium metal in the water, it reacts vigorously and form sodium hydroxide, NaOH. the highly reactive element will replace the less reactive element. So in general, how can I write the equation? So I can write like A plus BC. Okay. So here BC is the compound and A is any highly reactive element. So this A will replace the B and it form the compound AB. With that it will, AC. With that the B will be liberated. Okay, or it will be separated out in the reaction. So likewise I can give the general equation. Okay, A is the highly reactive element and BC is the compound which is having the less reactive element than A. So when it reacts with this, when the highly reactive element reacts with the less reactive, then it will replace the less reactive element and it take place of that. So that B is displaced by, A displaces the B and it forms the compound AC, and with that the B gets separated. So this is the general equation we can give. So this is our displacement reaction. Understood the concept? The displacement reactions? Okay. So for today's class only this much, and again in the next class we can discuss the two more reactions are there. In the next class we can discuss with the double displacement reaction. So I hope you have understood this concept. Even though if you are having any doubts on this, you can ask me. Okay. Thank you everyone.